The Jimmy Butler situation just went from bad to worse. The Minnesota Timberwolves are rebuffing or basically refusing calls for trade offers for Jimmy Butler. According to Adrian Wojnarowski and other sources, the Timberwolves are telling teams they intend to keep Jimmy Butler. So this is really, really bad news, especially for Jimmy Butler's camp because of course, we heard the news earlier this week. He wants to get traded to the Clippers, Nets, or the New York Knicks. And we've heard all these issues between rival factions between him and Andrew Wiggins, and some issues with Karl Anthony Towns and stuff like that. For Wiggins, Butler questions his heart, and for Karl Anthony Towns, Butler's essentially questioning mainly his talent, because if you look at him, he has the heart, but sometimes he's not getting the numbers he's supposed to be getting, or whatever the case is. Especially because it was their first year playing in the playoffs, and they got smoked, lost in like 5 games. Butler wasn't happy with that. So this is where a lot of this angst is coming to lead. Plus, he loves Tom Thibodeau, but I don't think he wants to be coached by him anymore. The real issue here is, and what's going to make this really messy, is the fact that the Timberwolves hold the cards in the situation. They're the ones that can say, we'll trade you or we won't trade you. So they can actually keep Jimmy Butler for this season. So they can say, we know you're leaving in 2019 or whatever the case is, summer 2019, but we're going to keep you right now. Jimmy Butler was essentially hoping that they'll trade him before media day so get this all over with. So the reason it's going to be 10 times uglier is because now one of these players, the Timberwolves or Jimmy Butler, they're going to have to pull a nasty move. So the Timberwolves just pulled out their first one, which is their right to hold and maintain Jimmy Butler because he's still under contract. Jimmy Butler could pull a Kyrie Irving move and say, well, if you don't trade me, I'm going to get this surgery, or I'm going to sit out, or I'm going to, feign an injury or something. Now, that's his move that he could possibly take. Glenn Taylor's in on this. Tom Thibodeau doesn't want to trade Jimmy Butler. Last year was the first year they made the playoffs in 13 seasons. So why would you trade a guy that you guys got to the playoffs? And a lot of people tend to forget, Jimmy Butler got hurt during the regular season. He only played like 60-something games or 59 games. So imagine like a healthy Butler mixed with all those pieces. They could play even better and gel even better. But this is what I understand. Why keep somebody that doesn't want to be kept, A, and B, if you're going to trade him somewhere where you can get the best value. Just because he tells you he wants to go to the Clippers doesn't mean anything. You can find a team that can actually do what the Toronto Raptors did and take a chance. Take a chance and give you a nice amount of pieces or whatever the case is. But this is getting ugly. This is going to get really ugly because you have the organization flexing their muscle, and you have precedence with Kyrie Irving doing what he did to force his way out. Jimmy Butler's trying to do the same thing. So will the Timberwolves learn from the Cleveland Cavaliers' mistakes? And then you got a player who's flexing his player mobility. So which one's going to win out? And NBA is all about star power, player mobility. So the players have been winning, but is this where the owners are going to take charge and use this situation as a case study to say, hey, if a guy tries to force a trade, you keep him. You make him play the season. Maybe you run him into the ground. Maybe make him play a ton of minutes. Because, that's his punishment or his penance for wanting to leave you guys. The other thing that's really getting me is like this. About Jimmy Butler. He's a good player. He's a star player in the NBA. He has great talent. He's not like a franchise player that's going to get you to win the NBA title. He's a franchise player, but he's not one to win the title. And him saying he wants to go to Brooklyn Nets, New York Knicks, Los Angeles Lakers, is because he wants to recruit other people. So with the Knicks, he wants to play with a Kyrie Irving. And then for the Clippers, him and Kawhi Leonard, he feels like that would be a good tandem. But the thing is like, what is the point of doing all of this saying you want to get traded, etc., etc. If you don't know for a fact that you're going to get to the finals, even the Western, Eastern Conference Finals, you don't know for a fact you're going to do that. I understand betting on yourself and you have a great deal of confidence in the way that you play basketball. But if you look at Jimmy Butler's game, he's not like a Kevin Durant. He's not a LeBron James. He's not a Curry. He's not a Kyrie. Like, he has a good, solid game. He's a good two-way player, but he's not that guy that's going to be the one to get you over the hump. He wants to recruit a guy to get you over the hump. So why don't you stay where you're at and get your $190 million and try to recruit somebody that way? Because to me, it's like, even if you leave the team and you feel like you have opportunities elsewhere to win a championship, you're still leaving $50 million on the table. So what happens if you don't win a championship? Are you going to be really mad at yourself that you left $50 million for the lifespan of your contract on the table? Because he could do a 5-year deal, $50 million. He'll sign another deal after that one is up. So to me, it's just like, is championship chasing in an era where is championship chasing more important than securing your bag? Because that's why the NBA implemented this whole cap situation, so they could keep star players in one place. So yes, there's player mobility, but they're trying to counter it with max contracts of this magnitude. So to me, I would take the money, but I don't know what's going on in his head. But to me, when I look at Jimmy Butler and his game, he's not that guy that's gonna take you over the hump and win a championship. That's just the way I see it. I don't know how you see it, but he's not gonna take you over the hump. Like, to me, if anything, he should have requested to get traded to the Lakers, because then he could pair it with LeBron, Jimmy Butler, and all those guys. You have two veteran guys who are one superstar, one star player, 1A, and then you have your 1B. Those guys could take the Los Angeles Lakers to the Western Conference Finals. Then in a situation like that, anything can happen, because now LeBron has youth, he has talent. You give LeBron like a little bit of help. Well, not a little bit, a lot of help. He's gonna make things happen, or whatever the case is. So to me, it's just like, if you're not going to Los Angeles Lakers, but you want to go to the Clippers, you want to go to the Nets and Knicks, you play on those teams, you're still not beating Golden State, you're still not beating the Houston Rockets. So what's the point? And then if you go to the East, depending if Kyrie goes to the New York Knicks, can you beat the Sixers? Can you beat this? I don't think you could beat the Celtics. I don't think you could beat the Sixers. So it's a double-edged sword. To me, it's like, realistically, where I view his career and where his trajectory, I don't see him being the focal point of a championship. I can see him being an add-on to a championship, but it's just like he has to go to a team that has a superstar player. And right now, that's with Los Angeles Lakers. Kawhi Leonard, he's a superstar player, but we don't know what he's going to give. They say he's healthy, but we don't know what he's going to give you yet, coming off that quad and his mentality or whatever the case is. So let's just say Kawhi goes to Los Angeles Clippers, and then you get Jimmy Butler. Of course, you're going to have to get rid of some pieces like Patrick Beverly, stuff like that. Like, will that really work to win a title? Like, will you beat Golden State? Will you beat the Rockets? I don't think so. I don't foresee it. So to me, it's like a double-edged sword for Jimmy, because he takes this gamble and doesn't pay off. He just lost 50 million bones. And I don't know, you don't count people's money or whatever, but in this world, what I've learned is you can never have enough. Even if you look at somebody who's a billionaire, you're like, oh, they're greedy, this, that, and the third. But they got bills too. A billionaire might have bills that stack up to $900 million. Now, if they don't keep grinding and making money, they pay that $900 million down, they won't be a billionaire anymore. They'll be a $100 millionaire. So, and then you'll be laughing at them saying they fell off. And this is the kind of situation with Jimmy. It's just like, when you look at Jimmy, I don't want this to be a situation where he gets traded and nothing happens, nothing pops, and then we're like, well, look, man, you see, you should have just stayed. You should have just stayed. With the Timberwolves, though, they're playing a dangerous game. To not trade the man that wants to be traded, you're in for a world of hurt, because now the ball's in his court, and he's gonna do something to the effect of, hey, guess what? I'm not coming to training camp, or I got hurt playing pickup. I hurt my ankle. Limit my minutes. Guys do that because they realize their value in the sport. Look at Le'Veon Bell; he's still sitting out. So it is what it is with that. Let me know how you feel. Let me know who pulls the next rabbit out of the hat here. Hoops Junction. Where hoops meets hoopla. Like, comment, and subscribe.